Hi, welcome to live stream Yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today's practice is all about flowering on and off the mat. As always, play where you're comfortable, modify when you need to, take a rest when you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. We're going to begin today's practice standing more or less in the middle of the mat, and I'd like you to find a comfortable parallel stance with your feet hip width distance apart or maybe even a little bit wider. Just find a nice tall stand. Relax your arms at your side. Start to almost think of melting your shoulders away from your ears. Your arms are relaxed with your hands gently cupping your thighs. You're going to take a big breath in, filling your lungs to maximum capacity. And on an exhale, you're going to start gently sliding your right hand down your right thigh. You're going to slide it down as far as you can go, thinking of making your arm, your shoulder, and your ear heavy to the floor. Breathe as deeply as you can into the left side of your ribs. Inhale to peel back to center. Exhale to do the same on the second side, brushing that hand down the thigh as far as you can, and then just breathing as deeply as you can into the open side of your ribs. Inhale to peel back to center, and then think of a puppet, a string puppet that's just had its strings cut. I want you to soften your knees and gently fold forward, almost pushing your bum back softly, and just hang here as if you were trying to cement your lower belly to the tops of your thighs. Arms are long and dangling. Then gently peel up, ragdoll style. Bend your elbows, stack your right arm on top of your left. You're going to bear down with the top arm and you're going to bear up with the bottom arm. You're going to take a big breath in, and on an exhale, you're going to sit back into a relaxed chair, Utkatasana, pressing the weight back into your bum and your heels. Maybe trying to get the thighs a little bit more parallel to the floor. Trying to keep those feet and those knees hip width distance apart. Then start to straighten up the legs, relax the arms at your side, and heel toe your feet in, coming into a narrow mountain and bringing your hands to prayer in front of your heart. We're going to do a soft press through the hands. We're not going to float the elbows too wide, but you are going to keep those arms active, and you're going to find your way into a small chair on the right side, not chair, tree on the right side. You're going to bend your right knee. You're going to place the foot on the inseam of the left leg with your big toe connected to the floor, and almost think of using the arch of your foot to cup around the ankle. You're going to pause here. You're going to look for stillness. You're going to look for centering and control. Then take your right foot, step it in front of the left, trying to keep both legs long and extended with your weight bearing equal on the feet. You're going to begin to fold forward into a little tabletop, and you're going to keep those hands in prayers so your thumbs are lightly grazing your chest, and you're going to pause here, playing with the weight in the balls and the heels of your feet and trying to find stillness with a nice maximum stretch. Then bleed up, and we're going to find our way into a short warrior two. So you're going to keep your left leg where it is. You're going to take a small lunge step to the top end of the mat. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of latitude with movement today. So not a full warrior two, but a short one. And you're going to open up those arms long and reaching to tap the wall in front and the wall behind, equalizing the weight on the front and the back leg. And then once you've found your stance, keep your gaze steady over your front forefinger. Start to straighten up the lead leg. Try to activate that quad. Pull up the energy. Pretend somebody's gently pulling your lead arm forward. Pop out the back hip. And then hinge forward and come into a gentle triangle line, using the back of your hand to press against the inseam of your leg. Try to give me a soft, almost T-like frame between the two arms, so it feels like you taking a broomstick and running it from the one palm to the other. Soften your lead leg and find your way back into your short warrior two, equalizing the weight on the front and the back leg. Then actively press off the front leg and come back to a narrow mountain. You can place your hands on your hips. You're going to look down towards your feet and you're going to heel toe out, finding your way into a wide squat line. Think goddess. So you're going to give me a bent knee, you're going to drop down, and then you're going to give me a small tilt through the pelvis to 12 o'clock. You're going to hold the tilt, you're going to interlace your hands, make a little basket. You're going to wrap the basket behind your head, and you're going to rest the weight of your head heavy into your hands as you think elbows to sky. Then when you start to build up a little burn in the quads, you're going to straighten up the legs, so actively draw up along your quads. Keep those hands behind the head. You're going to heel toe in, and you're going to find your way back to that narrow mountain with your legs flush along the midline. Then start to unwrap your basket. Bring the two elbows together. You're going to drop them slightly, and you're going to squeeze the elbows and the forearms together, and you're going to find a little bud-like frame with your hands. You're going to bring the two thumbs together, and you're going to stare at your thumbs. So this is almost like a soft trachaka exercise where you are totally focusing on your thumbnails, nothing else, and everything else in the room starts to just fade away. Trataka. Keep squeezing your elbows and your forearms gently together. Keep squeezing the energy between the two legs together. Then think of those bud-like hands starting to open up and to flower. We're going to find our way into a lotus bloom by keeping the pinkies and the thumbs together and opening up the other fingers to the sky, making a little flowering bloom for yourself. Then close your bloom. Relax your arms at your side, look down towards your feet, and heel toe out back to your original stance on the mat with the arms nice and heavy at your side. Take a nice, delicious breath in. On an exhale, start to slide down the left leg. Start to look for opening as you breathe on the right side of the ribs. Inhale to peel back to center. Exhale to find a drop down pattern on the right. Peel back to center. Think of that puppet having its strings cut. Start to soften your knees and start to just fold forward. You're folding below the tabletop line and you're just hanging here for a bit. Then ragdoll style, leading with the back of your ribs, you're going to peel up. You're going to keep that parallel stance. You're going to bend and stack the arms, left arm on top this time. Bear down and bear up, so the arms are active. Take a big breath in, and on an exhale, find your way into a relaxed chair, Utkatasana. Think of the weight in your feet. Think of the weight in your bum. And gently peel up. Start to heel toe in. We're going to find our way into a small tree line. Find your prayer mudra and set up your small tree line on the left. Remember, it's your straight leg that's doing the active pushing. Look for stillness, look for calm, look for control. Then take your left leg, step it in front of the right, so we're crossing at the ankles. You're going to fold forward into table, keeping those prayer hands in front of your heart center, your Anahata chakra. Peel up and find your way into your short warrior two on the second side. Taking a little lunge step, giving yourself some latitude with your poses today. Reach for the wall in front, reach for the wall behind, and center your body weight. Then start to straighten up the lead leg, activate that quad. Somebody's tugging on your lead arm, pop out the back hip, and then hinge forward and find purchase on the inseam of your lead leg. Run a broomstick from the top hand to the bottom hand. Find your way from your triangle back into your short warrior two. Look for strength in the arms, strength in the legs, strength in the entire trunk. Then press off the lead leg and come back to the midline, arms at your side, or place them on your hips and start to heel toe out and find your way into your goddess line. Looking for that little tilt through the pelvis. Once you've got the tilt, fashion a little basket, tuck it behind your head, start to fold the weight of your head heavy into your palms and allow your elbows to track wide. When the thighs start to burn and quiver, straighten up the legs, heel toe in, find a narrow mountain, actively squeezing the energy between the two legs. Undo your basket, bring the elbows together, bring the forearms together and find that little bud. Start to look at your thumbnails, nothing else. Allow the rest of the room to fall away. Keep the press between the elbows and the forearm active. Keep the press between your legs active. Look at your little flower bud. Then open up into Lotus Mudra, keeping the thumbs, the pinkies, and the heels of your palms together and opening up the rest of the fingers to the sky. Then close your lotus bloom, relax your arms at your side, and heel toe out into your original stance on the mat. Big breath in. On an exhale, find a drop-down pattern on the right. Slide your arm down the chain of the leg. Find the left side of your ribs. Breathe into the left side of your ribs, trying to open up the little spaces between each rib. Inhale to peel back to center. Exhale to do the same on the second side. Find the right side of your ribs. Breathe into it. Ease your way back to center. Find your puppet, cut its strings, and give me a soft, almost a modified moon fold, Chandra Uttanasana. Just hanging here with soft, dangly arms, almost trying to cement your lower belly to the tops of your thighs. Peel up. Stack your right arm on top of your leg. Find that bearing down and that bearing up. And then take a seat in Utkatasana. Thighs maybe a little bit more parallel to the floor. Maybe you're starting to make your bum even heavier to the floor. Weight bearing equal on the balls and the heels of both feet. Then soften the arms, peel up, and heel toe your way back into a narrow mountain with your hands in prayer. Start to look for a drishti or a focal point and ease your way back into your baby tree. All's feeling good. Take your right foot and slide it up along the inseam of the left leg, stopping with the whole foot below your knee line. Look for balance, look for control. Then take the right foot, step it in front of the left, crossing at the ankles. And on an exhale, fold forward, almost thinking of taking a bow here and just pausing. Hands are still centered in front of your heart. Peel back up and find your way into your short warrior two at the top end of the mat. Taking a short lunge step, keeping your gaze steady over your front forefinger and reaching as long as you can through your fingertips, through your crown. Then straighten up the lead leg. Ease your way into your triangle. Try to keep the left hip almost stacked on top of the right so that you're opening up, flowering through the pelvis. Stay here in your triangle or find your way into half moon by softening the lead knee, placing your hands on the floor. You can do a soft little kickoff and extend the left leg behind you, keeping your whole body beautifully open. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Then step your way back into your short warrior two. Tap the wall in front, tap the wall behind, and then press off your lead leg and find your way back to the middle. Relaxing your hands on your hips. You're going to look down towards your feet and you're going to heel toe out, finding your way into your goddess line. Find that little 12 o'clock tilt. Find that basket, tuck it behind the head. Take a big breath in. On an exhale, make the right elbow heavy to your right thigh and pause in the stretch. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale to do the same on the second side. Center yourself, straighten up the legs, start to heel toe in, finding your way into a narrow mountain. Undo the basket behind your head, start to bring the elbows and the forearms together, make that little bud with your hands and start to focus on your thumbnails. Make this a little visualization exercise. Allow everything else in the room to fade to gray. Keep your elbows and your forearms active. Keep the inner thighs squeeze active. Keep the feet gently squeezing into one another. Then allow your bud to bloom, to flower into Lotus Mudra. Close your lotus bloom. Relax the arms at your side and open up your feet back into your original standing frame on the mat. Big breath in. On an exhale, slide down on the left thigh. Find the right side of your ribs. Breathe into it. Inhale to peel back to center. Exhale to do the same on the second side. Lead back to center, find your puppet, cut its strings, and give me a really soft fold forward into a modified Chandra Uttanasana. Soft forward fold. Peel up. Find an active stacked arm position, left on top of right. On an active exhale, take a deep seat into Utkatasana, chair. Then stand up nice and tall, heel toeing in, and bringing your hands to prayer mudra in front of your heart. Ease your way into tree on the left, maybe sliding the leg up a little bit higher and ending just below your knee line. Look for quiet focus and control. Keep your eyes trained on that focal point, that drushti. Try to still the mind, try to still the body. Then cross the left leg in front of the right. Fold forward, or take a little bow here into your tabletop and hold. Feeling where you need to place the weight on your feet so that you're getting a maximum stretch through both legs. Peel up. Find your way into your short warrior two on the second side. Taking a moment to situate yourself on the mat and then looking for strength in the arms, the legs, and the trunk. Then straighten up your lead leg. Somebody's tugging you forward, pop out the back hip, hinge forward, and set up your triangle line. Uttita Trikonasana. Run that broomstick from the top to the bottom hand. Stay here in your triangle or find your way into half moon by softening the lead leg, placing your hands on the floor, bringing the back leg off the floor and just holding. Give yourself some latitude to find your movement today on the mat. Soften your lead leg. Find your way back into your short warrior two. Stabilize the body weight. And then launch off the lead leg and find your way back to the middle, placing your hands on your hips before you heel toe up. And find your goddess line, looking for that 12 o'clock tilt through the pelvis. Fashion a basket with your hands, tuck it behind your head, and almost fall back into the palms. Big inhale in. Exhale to drop on the left and hold. Inhale to peel back. Exhale to do the same on the second side. Bleed your way back to center. Start to draw up along the quads as you straighten the legs. Heel toe in, finding your narrow mountain, Tadasana. Undo the basket. Bring the two elbows together, bring the two forearms together, and make that little bud with your hands. Start to look at those thumbnails. Focusing all your attention on those thumbnails so that everything else in the room almost becomes blurry and fades away. Keep your forearms and your elbows active. Keep squeezing the two legs together. Then allow your little bud to flower into Lotus Mudra. Close your lotus blue. Relax the arms at your side, look down towards your feet, and open up into your original stance on the mat. Big breath in. On an exhale, slide down your right thigh as far as you can. Find the left side of your ribs and breathe. Inhale to peel back to center. Exhale to find your drop down on the left. Find the right side of your ribs. Breathe into it. Ease your way back to center. Puppet on a string. Cut those strings and give me a soft fold forward into Chandra Uttanasana. Then peel up. Find your stacked forearm, right arm on top. On an active exhale, take a nice deep seat in Utkatasana. Feel those thighs, feel your glutes. Maybe placing more weight on your heels and your bum. Legs should be nicely warmed now. Peel up. Heel toe in and find your way into a narrow mountain with your hands in a soft but active prayer. Set up your tree line, either small or sliding up to the second position, or maybe finding perches on the top, the very top of the inseam of your left thigh. Set up the tree that works for you. Look for stillness. Look for control. Then take the right foot, cross it in front of the left. Take a bow, trying to keep both legs as long and as lengthened as you can, and stop in a table fold. When you're ready, peel up and find your way to your short warrior two at the top end of the mat. Taking a moment to check the weight on both of your legs. Center yourself. Arms are long and reaching. Crown is tall and proud. Then straighten up the lead leg. Somebody's tugging on your lead arm, pop out the back hip and begin to hinge forward, easing your way into Utthita Trikonasana, open triangle. Stay here and find your way into half moon. If you feel like playing, you can come into a little bind here by bending your floating back leg. Don't look for the leg, just brush your hand down the chain of the leg. Maybe you're reaching for your ankle or your foot. And then once you've found it, actively kick your ankle or your foot into your hand so that you're feeling a nice little stretch on that back quad. Ease your way back into your short warrior two, taking a moment to situate yourself on the mat. Keep your gaze steady over your front forefinger. Reach for the wall in front, reach for the wall behind. Then press off your lead leg, find your way back to the mat, look down towards your feet, heel toe out, and set up your goddess line. Find your wide plie, give me a tilt through the pelvis, tuck both hands behind your head, making that little basket. Big breath in. Let's make the right elbow heady, and then open up your arms, reach, so you almost have an L frame between the two arms. Then come back to center. Let's do the same on the second side. Find your drop down first, and then open up and reach. Bleed back to center. Start to straighten up the legs, actively draw up along those quads. Heel toe in. Find your narrow mountain. Start to undo your basket, bring the elbows together, bring the forearms together, make that little bud. Look at your thumbnails. Keep the press between the forearms, the elbows, and the legs. Center yourself. Then keep pressing through the heels of your hands, the heels of your palms. Keep the thumbs and the pinkies together and open up into Lotus Mudra, Padmasana. Close your lotus bloom, relax the arms at your side, heel toe out into your original stance on the mat, arms cupping your thighs. Big breath in. On an exhale, slide down the left thigh. Inhale to peel back to center. Exhale to do the same on the right. Inhale to center yourself. Find your puppet, cut its strings, and give me a soft forward fold into Chandra Uttanasana. Nice bendy legs, trying to connect your belly to the top of your thighs and just chill in here for a moment. Then peel up. Find your forearm stack, left arm on top of right. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, take a nice deep seat into chair or fierce pose, Utkatasana. Look for those thighs, look for those glutes. Then peel up, heel toeing in. Find your way into prayer mudra and begin to center yourself as you find a tree. It could be small, big toe on the floor, maybe the legs a little bit higher up, or maybe you're reaching for that foot and you're tucking it all the way to the inseam of your leg. Take a moment to situate yourself and find the expression of tree that works for you. Center yourself. Breathe. Then cross the left leg in front of the right. Take a bow into table. Thinking of finding a long stretch through the entire line of the spine. Peel back up and find your way into your short warrior two on the second side. Taking a moment to find your stance. Weight bearing equal on the front of the back leg. Arms long and reaching. Crown long and reaching. Then straighten up the lead thigh. Somebody's tugging your lead arm forward. Pop out the back hip. And then start to hinge forward and set up your open triangle line. Finding purchase on the inseam of your lead leg. Breathe. Stay here in triangle or find half moon by bending the lead leg, placing your hand on the floor. Find a little kick off that back leg. Maybe this is where you want to stay, or maybe you want to bend that back leg. Brush your hand down, reach for your foot or maybe your ankle, and then actively kick into that foot or ankle. You could place a block or two underneath your grounding hand if you need it. Lead your way back into your short warrior two. Look for the wall in front, look for the wall behind. Breathe. Then press off your lead leg, come back to the middle of the mat. Place your hands on your hips and start to heel toe out, setting up your goddess line, Uttaka Konasana. Find that tilt, keep it. Fashion yourself a little basket, tuck it behind your head and fall back into your basket. Big breath in, make the left elbow heavy. And then open up the arms into an L frame and reach. Tuck the hands behind your head. Come back to center. Find a drop down pattern on the right. Then open and reach. Peel back to center. Start to straighten up the thighs. Heel toe in. Find an active squeeze along the inseam of the legs. Undo your basket. Bring the elbows together. Bring the forearms together and find your little bud one last time. Begin to focus on your thumbnails. Allow the rest of the room to fall away. Think of the opportunity that that bud holds. Then allow your bud to flower into lotus bloom. Close your lotus bloom and find your way into a high kneeling frame on the mat. Find a comfortable kneel and then keep your left leg in the kneeling position and extend the right leg so that you're in a high gate line with your knee and your big toe more or less on the same line. Place your right arm on your right thigh. You're going to slide down the right leg and you're going to arc with the left arm, pausing here. Inhale to come back to center. Big breath in. Let's do that again. Start to slide down the right thigh. Find an arc and frame on the left. Find the left side of your ribs and breathe as deeply as you can into it. Then bleed back to center. Keep your high gate frame and place your left hand on the floor. You could do a flat hand, you could do a fist, or you could do high spider fingertips, so whatever works for you. You're going to start with your right arm just cupping your right hip. Then you're going to bring that arm overhead as close to your ear as you can. Inhale. Exhale to float back. Let's do that again. Big inhale in. Open up those ribs on the right. Exhale to peel down. Find your way back into your original kneeling frame on the mat. Find a little L frame between the index and the thumb. Hook it around your waist so you're making a little basket and just bump into a gentle camel back bend where you're thinking of bumping your hips forward slightly over your knees and finding a little stretch into the lower belly, into the quads, into the tops of your thighs, supporting your lower back with your hands. Then restack your whole body, relax the arms at your side, nod your chin to your chest. Think shoulders, hips, and knees in one long line. And bring your chin line back to neutral and set up your high gate line on the second side, relaxing your left hand to your left thigh. Start to run your hand down the left thigh, arc and frame on the right. Find the right side of your ribs and breathe into it. Exhale to come back. Big breath in. Let's repeat. Find the right side of your ribs and just breathe. Open up those little intercostal spaces between each rib. Exhale to peel back. Then start to make your right hand heavy to the floor. Start with your left hand just cupping your left hip. Big breath in to float that hand overhead. And bring that arm as close to your ear as you can. Find the left side of your ribs and breathe. Exhale to bring it down. Big inhale to open up once more. exhale to bring it down. Find your way from here back into a nice kneeling frame on the mat. Find that little L frame between the index finger and the thumb. Hook it around your waist. Bump the hips forward. Think almost cow-like frame through the back as you come into a gentle back bend. Ustrasana, camel pose. Then come into a nice tall kneel. Relax the arms at your side. And while you're chilling out here, decide on a seat for some breath work. Maybe you'd like to sit cross-legged. Maybe you'd like to sit on a block or a pillow. Maybe you'd like to bring the knees and the feet together and sit back into Thunderbolt Vajrasana. Just find a seat that works for you. Settle in and find a comfortable, neutral spine position. We're going to bring it into a few gentle rounds of alternate nostril breath, Anulum Vilum. Take your middle and your index finger, place them on your third eye. Take your thumb, use it to close your right nostril and take a big inhale in left. Closing your eyes and taking your focus inward. Then close your left nostril with your ring finger, open and exhale right. Then inhale right, close it with your thumb, open and exhale left. Inhale left, close it, open and exhale right. Start to find your breath ratio, trying to work at a 1 to 2. So maybe you're inhaling for 3, maybe you're exhaling for 6. You can build that up if that felt comfortable. And then if all's going well, maybe looking for a deeper breath connection by adding in some retention. So the next time you inhale for 3, close that nostril and then nod your chin to your chest, retaining or holding your breath for maybe a count of 6. Then release the chin lock, the Jalandhara Bandha, and exhale for 6 out the opposite nostril. Start to find your breath pattern. Start to focus totally on the sensation of the breath. Forget about everything else. Think of the opportunity you're presenting your body here to balance its internal energy systems, looking for perfect yin-yang internal harmony, balancing your male and female energy systems. Connecting to your Pingala, male energy on the right, and your Ida or your moon energy on the left. Make this your last round of Anulum Vilum. Then keeping your eyes closed and your focus inward, find that soft little bud. You can keep the elbows a little bit apart this time. Just find that soft bud with your hands again. With your eyes closed, visualize those thumbs where they were, see them. And then when you're ready, allow your blossom to open into Lotus Mudra and think about today's intention. Your body, your mind, your soul is like a budding tree, flowering at the first promise of opportunity. Be patient. Your time, your opportunity will come. With that thought, gently close your flowering bud and end off today's class. Namaste to you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed today's practice. Till next time, keep it light.